Time now for everybody's favorite guessing game, What's My Line? Throughout the world, only one company produces all types of business machines and systems, Remington Rand, who now invite you to play What's My Line?
And now, let's meet our award-winning What's My Line panel. First, the delightful star of stage and television, Miss Arlene Francis.
And now to my left, a gentleman who could go to the left or go to the right as well as any shortstop in the history of baseball. And as a matter of fact, he's played in more World Series games than any player of baseball, 52 to be exact. Phil Scooter Rizzuto.
Last week I had the pleasure of having a newspaper series written about me by that great reporter Jim Kilgallen. So now it's my pleasure to introduce his charming and talented daughter, Miss Dorothy Kilgallen.
Welcome to the program. And now, our own standard home run king for this panel, Mr. Bennett Cerf.
Well, I'd just like to say you may be a grizzled veteran among the Yankees, but in this league, you're one of the quiz kids. And now it's my pleasure to introduce another fugitive from the juvenile ranks, our boyish, bouncy, ebullient panel moderator, John Charles Daly.
And let's get bouncing into What's My Line. Actually, I must say it's wonderful to have the producer tripping all over the stage. You may have thought the roof fell in, but it didn't. It was just Gil Fates falling on his face. I must say, Phil, it's wonderful to have you here with us tonight because, if memory serves me correctly, almost 7 years ago, the first mystery guest on What's My Line was a gentleman named Philip Rizzuto. And it's wonderful to have him back. And we're up to our old tricks. We've got some nice people with some interesting occupations, all of them here to serve one end, that we can make the panel, including Phil Rizzuto, stumble all over themselves. Let's see if we can do it. Let's meet our first challenger. Will you come in and sign in, please? That will tell you a great deal, panel, and that's all you're going to learn, because we're not going to give you the name of our first challenger or ask where he's from. If you'll just join me over here, please, sir. I wonder if you're familiar with our scoring system. All right, if you're familiar with our scoring system, let's let the folks at home and those who are here with us in the theater know exactly what your line is. A bit of information for you. Our guest, Mr. X, is self-employed, and let's begin the general questioning with Arlene Francis.
Well, Mr. X, you have rather a serious demeanor. Is your job a serious kind of job?
Yes.
Mm-hmm. Has your name ever appeared in the newspapers?
Yes.
Has it been associated with a news story?
Yes.
Recently?
Yes.
Do you investigate?
Yes.
That's nice. I'm sorry I'm doing so well because I don't know what I'm talking about. Would you be considered a private detective in any way?
No.
1 down and 9 to go. Phil Rizzuto.
Do you wear any special kind of uniform in the work you do? Yes. You do. Well, let's see. I'm afraid I'm going to have to pass to Dorothy.
All right, Phil, this is a rough one. You pass this one round and see what happens. Miss Kilgallen.
Self-employed, John.
Yes.
Is your work chiefly a service job, Mr. X?
No.
Well, now, I would, if Mr. X will permit, in the classifications we have involving services and products, your general operation would come under the classification of service, yes.
In other words, the product, they're...
Well, then we'll have a small conference. I must explain something, Mr. X.
I'm sorry I brought it up.
Good thing you know.
All right, yes.
When do you deal with people rather than things?
Both.
That's a wonderful answer.
Do the people that you deal with sometimes get into the news, and is that why your name would be in the news?
Yes.
Are you, by any chance, not American-born, Mr. X?
I am not.
You're not. Are you European?
Yes.
Would the people with whom you were associated or for whom you performed your services be more likely to be European than American?
Comme ci, comme ça.
I think yes and no would
Yes
be the
and
answer.
no, yes.
Well, do you travel about?
Yes.
Do you travel by sea as well as by land?
Yes.
On the sea rather than in the air?
Yes.
Oh,
You got a weenie?
I have, if you want to
Something to
take a
do with
chance on it.
Something to do with the print, do you think?
No, I didn't think that.
Would you like to have a conference?
Yes, we would, John.
Sorry, you may have 30 seconds for a conference.
Discuss it.
Well, Bennett just said the Prince, and I was just thinking of skin diving or the Andrea Doria or any of that. So you can take your pick. The Prince probably sounds...
Well, he did say he investigates.
Yeah, maybe
Would he be
did go down to the
investigating?
bottom. Good to
Eeny,
see
meeny,
it.
miny, mo. All right. Do you have anything to do with royalty or serenity?
What is serenity mean?
Her Serene Highness.
No.
2 down and 8 to go, Mr. Sir.
I think we're both wrong.
Yeah, then it's correct that you have nothing whatever to do with the visit to this country of Prince Rainier and his beautiful bride.
Nothing.
Well, then we'll try the other one. Have you ever had anything to do in any shape, manner, or form with the ill-fated Andrea Doria?
Nothing.
That makes
Well,
3 down.
Back where we started.
3 down and
One of the
7 to go.
most
Miss President.
worthwhile conferences we've ever had.
Want
Nothing
another
came of it.
conference? Hey, one
No,
another conference?
no,
conference.
no.
All right.
You said that you work mostly for another government? Was
No,
that,
I believe
was
the
that settled
question.
down?
The question was,
I
did
see.
our
All
guest
right.
work more
All right.
for a European government? It was yes and no. You know.
I see. But you do deal mostly with people rather than things. That was the
Both.
Oh, both. Do you have anything to do with protection in any way?
Very little.
No, I would think so little that we'll give you a no. Would that be nice? Yes, thank you. 4 down and 6 to go, Mr. Rizzuto.
Well, would I ever have any use for your services?
Would you repeat?
Would I ever have any use for your services?
I don't know. I don't think so.
I don't think so, Phil. I think you'll agree that the answer to that is properly no. 5 down and 5 to go. I'm going to give you 1 more minute.
Now,
Yes, you go.
you have said, Mr. X, that you investigate things or people. Do you ever investigate people?
No.
That's 6 down and 4 to go, Mr. Cerf.
Which leaves it to things that you investigate. Well, now, would these things that you investigate be anything that might be part of history, things that happen, happenings rather than...
Yes.
It might be happenings.
In a way. Yes.
Well, could it be that you're connected in any way with the press?
No.
No. All right, Arlie, you want to take a
May
shot
I
at
take
it?
a chance?
Yes.
Do you ever investigate old findings such as old stones or old bodies, old papers, or anything in the archaeological field?
Yes.
Oh, I wish you hadn't said that.
Just to make
The
the
Dead
record.
Sea Scrolls, that sort of thing? I mean, would that be along the kind of work that you would do?
Let me pinpoint this question. Do
Yes.
you want to ask if our guest had anything to do with the archaeological discoveries involving the Dead Sea Scrolls?
Well, now that you put it that way, John, I'm not going to do it. I think I'm making a terrible mistake. Yes. Would you like a...
Would you like to have
maybe-
15 seconds for a conference?
You know, that spirit boat, you certainly do. Its pictures were all in the papers. And just because I'm stupid.
Well, I tell you what, we'll just fling the towel in for
Yes,
all
what
of you.
is it?
And I want you to meet Captain Jacques-Yves Cousteau, the world's foremost underwater explorer. You were close to it, but you didn't get it. I would say, if I may.
I had him in the right place, but I didn't have him doing the right thing.
That's right. You got onto the Doria and didn't
Yes.
stay with it. I thought you were going to hit it right on the head for a while.
Oh, dear.
I think
Author,
probably...
too, weren't you?
Beg
And
pardon?
a
Dennis?
well-known author, too.
A well-known
Haven't you written
author.
a book?
The Silent World.
The
And
Silent World. It's going to
actually,
open
I
soon,
must
isn't
say...
it?
Yes, there's a movie's been made
won
of
the
it.
Cannes Festival, if I'm not mistaken.
It won the Gold Palm at the Cannes Festival, if I remember. And actually, it's going to open here. It's of course, a serious film, non-fiction or however you describe it, but it's described, and I think most properly so, as one of the great movies of all time. A lot of it shot under the water at great
And
depths.
the book was.
And the book was a
Yes.
very popular book,
Wonderful.
even though it's serious work. And, Captain, I think you're to be congratulated, because I don't think very often we turn to serious things for entertainment, which is what you've made us do.
Yes.
And thanks very much for being our guest. Wonderful to have you with us. Well, panel, let's see what you can do with the second challenger. You're all in good spirits, and I'm sure that you'll be able to get this one. Will you come in and sign in, please? Lucille? Lucille Campion, is that right? Miss, where are you from? Sunnyside, Long Island. Fine, there's the panel. Now you come with me, and don't worry about it. Sit you down, if you will. You know how we score things? Fine, then let's let everybody at home and those with us here know exactly what your line is. Panel, Miss Campion is salaried, and let's begin the general questioning with Bennett Cerf.
Miss Campion, with Phil Rizzuto on the program, I'm safe to assume you're no relation of Roy Campionella, are you?
Oh, no.
That's known as Little Campion. Is there a product connected with what you do, Miss Campion? Are you in any way associated with the making of this product?
Small conference. Yes, I think we can fairly answer that affirmatively.
Is it a product, Miss Campion, that is in general use?
Yes.
Yes, they may be described as the products or products as in general use.
Would this product be likely to be found in the average American household?
I think so.
Oh, wait a minute. The question as it was put is, would this product be likely to be found in the average American household? Do you think we'd find it in the average American household? You do? You're the boss. You get an affirmative answer there. I put some qualification to it.
Well, would Mr. Daly's, I'm not asking you to understand. I'm not asking you to understand Mr. Daly any more than you see him on the surface, but do you think you might find this in Mr. Daly's household?
No, that'll suit you.
It would be in the average,
One
but
down and 9 to go. Miss Francis.
Well, now I don't know whether it's below average or above average in John's mind. Not average in John's mind. Well, all right. Is it something that you might hold in your hand?
Yes.
Mm-hmm. But not in John's house. Is it anything that might be used to adorn the person?
It might be so described, yes.
Mm-hmm. Is it reasonably expensive? Unreasonably expensive would be...
Is it reasonably
above average.
expensive?
Yes.
Yes, I think it's reasonably expensive.
Um,
I'm not as well qualified to answer these questions as I'd like to be.
Is it something a man could give a girl if he liked it?
Champion is right that there are circumstances when we could, using that broad description, agree that this is something that a man would give a girl. Yeah.
Well, by that, are you saying that he should be married to her? I mean, would it be more likely?
I think it's fair to say it would be more likely, yes.
Something likely. Is it something the girl could wear?
Yep.
Mm-hmm. Would it be in the jewelry department?
No, do not
Give you an idea what I think a man should give a girl.
All right, Phil.
Go for baby.
You think so?
Something to do with baby.
Would this be worn above the waist?
Yes.
It would be worn above the waist. Would it be worn around the head or near the head?
Around the head or near the head?
Yes.
Yes.
It would. Would it be attached to the head anyway?
I guess we would have to agree that you could describe it as being attached to the head, yes.
Oh! I don't know, Phil. If you want a conference.
Yeah, I'd like to have a...
All right, you may have 10 seconds for a conference.
Do you have any idea what it is?
Sounds like something artificial to me, like something you'd rather not have.
Like a toupee?
Like a wig.
Teeth or something like that. Well, now, use your own judgment, Phil. We've been wrong.
All right, the 10 seconds up, Phil. Go ahead.
Is it something you can put in or on and take off or out? Yeah, but now what? Yes? Oh, well, it could be anything. Glass eye or... well, I'll take... is it around the...
Some woman in the audience has one.
Is it around the mouth? Yes. It is. Is it in the mouth?
Yes.
Is it false teeth?
Yes.
Oh, I have to find out what you do?
Yes.
You...
Grind.
Why do you make the false teeth? No?
Well, actually, I think we'd have to... I'm going to flip these all anyway because we had a wonderful time. And, Phil, I think you're right to this degree that sometimes Miss Campion does, but basically she repairs them. Oh, there we are. Nice going, Phil. I knew that shortstop would do it. In just a moment, we'll meet tonight's mystery. To the special feature of our show, the appearance of our mystery celebrity, for which I've asked my friends to blindfold themselves. The blindfolds all in place, panel?
Yes, sir.
Good. Will you come in, mystery challenger, and sign in, please? Panel, as you know, in the case of our mystery challenger, we go to a different form of questioning. You will ask one question at a time, in turn, moving clockwise, and let's begin with Dorothy Kilgallen.
Are you in the world of entertainment?
Oh, indubitably.
Mr. Sir?
Have you got anything to do with any American sport?
Vaguely.
Yes, that is a proper answer, vaguely. Don't be misled by it in any degree. It suggests perhaps an historical affiliation.
What?
Miss Francis?
A historical affiliation. The world of entertainment, vaguely sport. Well, then are you better known for something else that you do in the world of entertainment than you are for your position in the sports world, vague as it may be?
Bill Rizzuto.
Are you in the theater?
Are you a leading man?
Down
that?
you go, Mr. Sir.
Are you about to go into rehearsal or about to open in a show that is headed for Broadway this season?
No. 2 down and 8 to go, Miss Francis.
Are you a comedian?
Possible.
Mr. Rizzuto?
Possible.
It is possible, and the answer is yes.
Are you in a show in Broadway?
No.
Broadway.
3 down and 7 to go, Miss Kilgallen.
Do you do some of your comedy on television? What's that?
That's yes. Mr. Sir?
Are you of slightly more than normal weight?
Slightly. Miss Francis?
Is what you do in television, would that be a series rather than a variety show?
Yes, I am.
Mr. Rizzuto?
He gets so weak suddenly.
Oh, it's a show of your own, then. You're the star of the show.
Miss Kilgallen?
Are there more than one of you?
We looked around. That's 4 down, 4 down and 6 to go, Mr. Sir.
But to be one of 2 people, did you make a brief appearance on the Perry Como show last night?
That makes it 5 down and 5 to go, Miss Francis.
Have you appeared in motion pictures as well as television?
And we have only about 3 minutes to go. That's 6 down and 4 to go, Mr. Rizzuto.
Let's see. Are you a leading man type?
Well, now, that question been asked, Phil, so they'll give you a previous answer, which was no, and you can have another question.
Well, no, I don't want another
You don't want another question? Don't be afraid. Oh, no, I didn't mean to be certain. That makes it 7 down and 3 to go, Miss Kilgallen.
I don't want another question either. Are you over 5'8"?
Mr. Sir?
What good does that do you?
Not a bit.
It cuts out all the people under 5 feet
Cuts
8,
out
Bennett.
red buttons.
Have you ever starred on a show with Imogene Coca?
That makes it 8 down and 2 to go, Miss Francis.
Well, now it's a comedy series on television that you're on. Is that correct?
Mr. Rizzuto?
Do you know Toots Shore very well?
Yeah, everybody knows Toots Shore well. Our guest knows him well. I would say yes. Miss Kilgallen?
Has your comedy series a plot?
Mr. Sir?
Well, you can't be Jackie Gleason.
That's right. That's 9 down and 1 to go, Miss Francis.
Now, wait a minute. We've got to remember that he has something vaguely to do with sports. Do you play some sort of a sports figure in this series?
No, that's 10 down and no more to go. And if you would like to take off your blindfolds, you will see that our guest is William Bendick. Grace is our medium and serves it very well. You have got, what, the 5th season, I would guess.
This is my 5th year.
The Life of Riley, the
Of course,
fifth
it's
year.
on another network. So.
Well, don't mention it. You mean NBC?
Well, they
Don't
wanted to
say.
be true to this one, so they didn't want to say
Wanted to be
anything about
true
it. But it's called The Life of Riley,
And it's a lot of fun.
and it's on another network.
And this is the 5th year. Bill, I'm tickled to death. We haven't
John,
stuck them
it's
this
been
way
wonderful.
for a long time.
No, we haven't, have we?
And all these voices, there must be a lot of people there. It must be a cinch. You did a wonderful job. And would you say good night to the
I
panel?
certainly
Thanks
will,
very
John.
much for being
Thank
our
you.
guest, Bill. Wonderful to have you. By the way, the historical association with sports is, you know that Bill played Babe Ruth in the Babe Ruth story, which is written by Bob Considine. And now, before the panel says good night, here is a word from next
and felt it was wonderful to have you this close on the panel. I've admired you from afar for so long, and we'll be watching you sportscasting for the rest of the year.
I hope so, Arlene. Good night, Miss Todd.
Good night, Phil. Come again. Good night, Bennett. Come again, too.
You notice that neither of these girls knew Bendix. That shows you they've never been near a washing machine in their lives. Good night, Joe.
No, gentlemen, and thanks for being on What's My Line.
Travel arrangements on What's My Line are made through American Airlines. American Airlines flies our contestants in luxurious comfort aboard DC-7 flagships. This has been a Mark Goodson, Bill Todman production in association with the CBS Television Network.